You're listening to Intellectual Nudity, uncensored, uninhibited, unleashed. The Jose Soto Show.
Alright, well, I found this little tidbit on the internet today. I know that there are guys out there, gay guys, and straight guys too, but they will say to you, look, you're a fine dude, girl, whatever, but I want ass. I want anal now. Okay? Yeah, and look, I met guys who are just like that. I mean, the first date, we're not even finished through our drinks yet. I mean, I'm just ordering appetizers, and this guy is already asking me what's my favorite position and how he wants me to drill me with his cock, etc., etc. I'm like, dude, just relax. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to, I'm trying to enjoy your presence as a human being. You may have a beautiful cock, but what does that have to do with me? I like a beautiful cock, so what? And this whole anal business, let me just say, I have nothing against anal. Nothing against it. People do it, fine, I don't care. I done it with my ex. Of course, I'm a bottom bitch. And that was fine. We had a good arrangement. And to be honest with you, we didn't do it that much. Yeah, a few times a week. And the thing is, I was a little bit uncomfortable at times when we did have anal sex. I don't know why. It's because I have this phobia, I guess, of germs and shit. And when you are putting your dick in my anus, I don't know, a lot of shit there. But I try to clean. Of course, I was very clean. Now I'm not, because since I am not getting laid, my anus is a little bit, I don't know, unkept. Let me just say that. But I wipe, though. I wipe at least 4 or 5 times. Every time I take a shit, I wipe a lot. I have this phobia against shit. And one time I had an accident. Let me just say that. It was embarrassing. Fucking A, man. Sex can be really gruesome sometimes. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. It's gruesome. And I've been in those situations where you're like, what the fuck am I doing with this thing here? With this person that's fucking ugly as hell. They're not my type, and then I'm very uncomfortable. That's why I don't like meeting guys online. But, I had a friend of mine, he's like, oh, I'm going to set you up with this guy. And so she did, and he seemed kind of nice, but I know and I felt that he had a lot of baggage, and he does. He had kids in Mexico and all this bullshit. I don't want to get into that. And then we went on our first date, and what happened is he started talking about anal. And now, I'm not against talking about anal, but he talked about my anus. He wanted to fuck me, and that's fine if you want to talk about that, but I really feel uncomfortable pretty much having anal sex the first date, because I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know what diseases you have. I don't know anything about you, except that you have a wife and kid, or an ex-wife. This guy was fucked up, and I don't know. We Mexicans, we're totally out there somewhere. We are, we have our own rules, okay? And I know a lot of my Anglo friends are like, oh, how is that possible? In Mexico, everything is possible. Everything and anything can happen as long as you have money, okay? And so I told him, I'm not really into the anal, especially the first day. And he sort of gave me that look like what am I with you then kind of thing, you know? So my thing is, what's up with the anal? And that's been on my mind because, you know, he refused to go on the second date. Or, you know, it wasn't much like we call it a date. It was more like, okay, I'm going to meet this guy and that was it. And see if it, you know, see if there's any chemistry with this. And there wasn't any. The thing is, we gay guys, let me just say, gay or bi or straight guys, we don't need anal. You don't need it. Now, you might do it, you know, experiment if you like it. I mean, a lot of guys like it. Fine, like it. Do it. That's fine. But there are a lot of us who don't like it. Especially when it's with somebody that I barely know. Somebody that I am not liking anymore. And I don't want to do it. And then they try to coerce you. Now I sort of understand why a lot of girls are like, you know, they get a little bit uptight, no pun intended, with anal. But I found this article on the internet, and yeah, and I totally agree with this article. Well, it's more like a what is it? It's more like a question and answer kind of thing where you ask the Guardian. And this question came to the paper asking about anal sex. My thing is, if you don't like it, don't do it. And believe me, there are many other guys out there. Oh my God, there's so many guys out there with every type of preference that you can imagine. It doesn't matter. Sexual orientation, when it comes to preferences, there's no boundaries. And I mean, boundaries as far as what you can find. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, there are no boundaries with somebody. You have to have boundaries within yourself to say, you know, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. And if somebody comes in and says, hey, you better do this, and I say no because I don't like it, and they have a fuss about it, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. I don't need you. And, you know, I am in my 30s now, and I graduated from my 20s. So this means I should be getting a little bit more mature and be able to think more wisely and clearly on these issues. And believe me, when I was younger, man, I didn't care. Sometimes I didn't want to do anal. I had it inside of me. I don't want to do this, but I did it anyway because I liked the guy. So now I'm more like, you know what? Fuck you. The only reason why I'm going to spare my ass cheeks for anybody, let me just say this. The only reason why I would do this because I really love you and I really enjoy you. And of course, it doesn't have to happen all the time, even if I love you and I enjoy you. It doesn't have to happen all the time. There's so many things you can do. So many other things. Mexicans are the worst. I mean, we love anal, man. I mean, oh God, Mexicans. Every Mexican I've been with, which is a lot of them, they, you know, pull my ass towards their, I mean, they don't even ask if you want to have anal. They just pull your pants down. It's almost like a rape. And I don't know, it could be machismo, it could be, in some instances, if it's a rape, homophobia, I guess you can say that, but I don't know. I don't know why a lot of gay men, now I'm talking about gay men in the gay community, why we are so fascinated with anal. Are you a top? Are you a bottom? Are you a top? Are you a bottom? Who cares? What's most important is, do you like the guy? Are you in love? Do you click? Is there chemistry? And if one person in the relationship is saying, you know, what's more important for me is not about you, it's about me, right? What's more important for me is that I want to fuck your hole, but you won't let me. And believe me, I had gay friends who had those kinds of boyfriends. You know, they'll come in and they'll say, hey, I want to fuck you, and if you don't let me fuck you, I'm going to go find some ass somewhere. And some of these gay guys will just take it. They'll say, okay, fine, fuck me, because I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to go cheat on me. And that's fucking miserable. If that happened to me, which it did a couple of times, you know, fuck you, go away. And I have rejected those kinds of guys. And I had a boyfriend like that, too. We only had oral sex. And the reason why we only had oral sex, because I never enjoyed anal with him. Never. We tried it twice. I didn't like it. It was not only extremely painful, but his cock was weird. It was twisted in a way. It was just like, it was not comfortable. And there are guys where I've been very comfortable with. They had very comfortable penises, especially the squishy ones. But man, he was like, you know, hey, we need to talk. And I'm like, I know what you're gonna say. You want me to bend over it and get fucked by you, but I don't like it. I don't like it from you. I'm sorry. And if that makes you, you know, I enjoy everything else, and I did. I enjoyed the oral. I enjoyed the other intimate things we did. A lot of things we did. A lot of crazy things we did. He made me do other things too. He made me wear an outfit once. He made me wear, if you want to really know, he made me wear a Elmo costume. And believe me, he had this little weird fetish. I don't want to embarrass him, but he made me wear a costume. Okay, that's fine, I'll do that. You know, I did a lot of things for that guy. And, you know, weird things I thought I had weird fetishes, but it seems to me a lot of guys have weird fetishes. I did all these things for him, and now he's like, whoa, there's one thing you haven't done for me. Just because of one thing, anal. So I'm like, you know, fuck this. And so this article pretty much sums it up. The person, the gay guy writing into the newspaper here says, I'm a 21-year-old male student and I'm gay. I came out fairly recently and I'm feeling optimistic about my love life. Oh, that's good. At 21, you're always optimistic until you hit reality. Until you go to the gay bars. Until you hit the scene, as it's called. When you hit the scene, what happens when you hit the scene? Oh, they're going to hit bricks. That's what's going to happen. You're going to realize what man, I'm not just saying gay man, all men, how men your age behave. I'll just say that. But you'll realize it. No, right? Like when I was 21, you know, I had an optimistic worldview, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna meet a boyfriend, you know, in the next couple of weeks." Right? Yeah, right. It was pretty difficult, especially when you're young, and especially if you're gay, because when you're coming out as gay, and you're 21, you know, that's a drinking age. You want to go party, you want to go hit the scene, you want to go to the clubs, you want to experiment and find yourself. And that's natural, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But don't expect to find your Romeo right off the bat. It's not going to happen. He says, I've received a decent amount of sexual interest from other gay men and would like to have a relationship, but I'm terrified of bottoms. Okay. Yeah, so am I. I'm terrified of myself. But you see, he and I would be a perfect fit because I don't care about anal. In fact, I prefer not to do it. That's my thing. And we'll be alright for each other. I mean, we don't have to do that. That's fine. If somebody told me... In fact, I had a guy who didn't like to suck me off. And that's fine. I didn't, that to me that wasn't a big deal. Because sex is just an expression of your love. One of the many expressions, don't worry. There are many other ways to express your love to somebody. It doesn't have to be, let me give you a facial. That's my expression of love. Yeah, I had guys who said that, believe me. He says, though the thought of anal sex fills me with fear, and it's a serious turnoff, I enjoy oral sex and intimacy, but I realize that this isn't enough for most potential partners. I'm worried that if I do meet somebody I like, this will be a deal breaker. Should I try to get over this phobia? It's not a deal breaker. Well, maybe for some guys it will. Yeah, it will be a deal breaker. You know what? Everything can be a deal breaker. Anal sex, oral sex. In fact, non-sexual things can be deal breakers as well. Have you ever realized that? Maybe you drive the wrong kind of car, you have the wrong kind of career. And there are a lot of gay guys out there that are so picky. Very picky. And that's one thing I don't understand. Believe me, we as gay men, our selection pool for relationships, I'm not talking about sexual contacts or hookups, because you can hook up with almost any guy. Almost. Especially these days. But to find a relationship, to find a boyfriend, it's hard. Because we have a limited pool. Let's say 5% of all men out there are gay. And probably half of them are only interested in hookups. So that's what, 2.5% of all males out there are probably gonna are suitable for relationships and courting and all that kind of stuff. Dating and all that. That's a very limited pool. But if you're a heterosexual woman, you'll have a huge range, because there are a lot of men out there who date women. So that's my thing, is that if you are gay, don't be too picky. Yeah, you can have boundaries. Like, hey, I'm not comfortable having anal. That's a boundary. I'm not comfortable giving you a blowjob while you're driving down the freeway at 85 miles an hour. That's one. That's one boundary. And that's okay to have boundaries. I'm not saying, but picky as far as like things like, he works at the waste management. That's disgusting. Or he's not making enough money. He drives the wrong kind of car. Or something that there are gay guys out there that would pick on things that are just so ridiculous. And the thing that this guy who wrote the question is not realizing is that guys will dump you or will reject you almost for any other reason. And it's usually not about sex. Sometimes it is. But it's usually about something else. Jealousy, money, attitudes, worldviews, all these kinds of things. Yes, even politics, religion, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the newspaper responded this way, and I liked it. It says, this is not a phobia. The phobia regarding anal sex. It's a preference to which you are perfectly entitled. The idea that all gay men enjoy anal intercourse is a myth, and that's true. Wherever we see gay men portrayed in the media or anywhere else and on film, it's always, all these anal jokes, and that's fine, but that's not what we are all about. I don't think so. You see, my world doesn't revolve around anal sex, and I know there are a lot of guys who do. Look at his ass, and he's so tight. I bet you that my dick will fit right in. Stuff like that. I've been with guys like that who say things like that, and who view you like a piece of meat. These guys are predators. That's what they are. And believe me, there are many straight guys who are predators. I mean, they'll prey on women, obviously, but they also prey on gay guys. Better be careful with that. The idea that all gay men enjoy anal intercourse is a myth. If it's not for you, stop thinking that without complying, you won't find partners. Exactly. I mean, the guy who wrote the question, probably we are compatible with that, in that area. Why is he worried about? I'm not worried about, oh, what happens if I don't know? Because most of my relationships I been with, we respected each other. There were some things my exes didn't want to do, and some things I didn't want to do. Some of them included an anal, right, and many other things. But we did a lot of things too. If you really like each other, you would get over that kind of stuff anyway. I think, unless you have a very powerful fetish. And yeah, I mean, I had guys who had fetishes, and I say, okay, fine, I'll do your fetish if you do mine. That kind of stuff. Yeah, we negotiate, but whatever. Most importantly, learn to recognize predators. And never allow yourself to be coerced into something you don't enjoy. Exactly. I mean, that's what I've been saying. There are plenty of men out there who feel exactly the way you do, and in time, you'll meet some. Make your goal to enjoy intimacy within your own very reasonable limits, and if that's unacceptable to someone else, walk away. Very simple. Walk away. That's what I do. Setting boundaries is a very important aspect of creating true intimacy. Being sexually adventurous often leads to surprising eroticism, but whether one is gay, straight, or bi, without saying no to things that make you uncomfortable, you'll never develop the sense of safety that's a necessary ingredient of any decent relationship. And that's what I agree 110%. You need to set your boundaries. You need to know what your boundaries are. Don't just do things because, oh, he's so cute, yeah, okay, I'll shove a bat up my ass for you. No, don't do that kind of shit. Have some self-respect. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying don't do things that you don't want to do. And I've seen guys, gay guys, and girls too, who do this. Oh, well, he wants me to fuck me in my ass, but I don't like it, but, well, he likes it. I'm like, what do you take it? If you don't like it, don't do it. I mean, there are many things I don't like that I don't enjoy, that I don't want anybody to do on me. I don't enjoy being shit on my chest, like someone tried to do that to me. I don't enjoy getting pissed on. I tried that, but that was really disgusting. I mean, look, I've been called a prude by many guys. Yeah, I've been called a prude. And I tried everything except for the shit thing. You're not gonna shit on my chest. Hell, fucking no. So I don't know why I get called a prude on the internet when we talk about sex, and when I'm with people, they tell me, Jose, why are you such a prude? And I'm like, why are you so interested in my fucking life? You asswipe, get out of here. These people, that criticize our personal lives and our sexual lives and our private lives, these people are losers. They don't have anything going in their own lives, of course, and they want to live vicariously through you. And that's really what it is, especially when they're persistent. Ooh, what, haven't you spread your legs for your boy? Hey, shut up. Get out of here, man. But anyway, for me, it doesn't matter. Anal sex shouldn't be the reason why people break up. And I see a lot of gay guys break up over this. And it's really sad. It's really sad that you put a sexual act in front of your relationship, or you hinge your relationship on this. A relationship, a good one, will be hinged on many, many good things. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. And I don't know why a lot of us expect perfection. I expect you to, you have to give away some things, you have to give away. You just have to take it. But there are boundaries too. If they're going to make you do something you don't want to do, then that's not really a relationship. Is it? Or is it? I don't know. I mean, there's some guys out there who are, who are sadomasochists. Maybe they like to be treated like trash. Like a fucking slut. Like a fucking whore. Well, anyway, just don't give up. Be nice.